Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Okay, good. So good. Thanks for confirming. So give me a second, just 1 second, okay? All right. Good. Thank you. And are you able to see the screen? Can one of you just confirm that? Can you confirm if you are able to see my screen? Guys, can you confirm? Okay. All right. Thank you. So let's get started. Probably there may be a slight, I think, delay in the screen. Okay. You may get a small delay. Okay. That's because of the YouTube restrictions. So let me check stream length, analytics, stream settings. Okay, it is a normal latency. All right, probably there will be a delay. Okay, so please bear with me when I change screens. Okay, so you may see some slight differences, but that should be okay. We should be able to manage it. Okay, let's get started. So what you're seeing currently, right? This is the daily chart, okay, of Nifty. Now, one important thing that you should see in this, I'll try to explain you what this chart is about, right? This is basically a daily chart. So we had earlier a supply zone of 25,670 to 25,803, which we comfortably went above. Now why it fell from here? This 10 levels, 104 levels, and next time again it went to 26,010 levels and it fell. Right now this is a recent fall. I mean 2 days back. And here at 26,097 we made a double top, right? And then we fell to 25,318. Now look at this. There is a Fibo that I've drawn. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me delete this Fibo and draw it back. Now if you look at this Fibo, you will see that there is something called 0.5 here. Okay, normally we call this as a half bat in harmonics. I will show you a different chart for that. But for us to understand the importance of this, okay, so the 0.5 or the half bat of harmonics was at 25,345 levels, and Nifty made a low of 25,318. Right now, three reasons for why we reversed from here and we got this rally. Okay, one, you see that trend line support, red color trend line support. So that is the line where we took support, number one. Number two, this is the weekly trend line or the daily trend line. Okay, if you convert it to a daily or weekly also, you will get the same trend line. This was the retest. This fall was the retest of the weekly breakout. Okay, so two things coincided here. Plus there was a half bat at 25,345 and we got this rally. Okay, now the current resistance, if I draw a trend line, you are seeing a black color trend line here. If you see that resistance, let me blow it up. So you see that somewhere around 26,000 levels again, right? This line around 26,000, 26,010 up to 26,040, okay, is a trend line resistance area. Now having said that, now let us move back. I will show you one more chart now. I'm just switching over the chart. The halfback that I was talking about, right? On the daily chart I showed you this number 25, 345, 346 number, right? This is the halfback that I was showing you on the daily chart. Now for example, if I convert this to a daily chart, nothing changes. Okay, this is the halfback that we are talking about. So we got this rally exactly from here, right? And we hit here, we have come down here. Now what next? So let us go back and look at the daily chart of Nifty now. Now here. Now this is the fall that we got. Okay, this is a harmonic pattern and we got a fall from this level 25,992, if you can see, to 26,730 was the potential reversal zone. And what happened is it went and touched that and fell to 25,740. Now let me change to one more. Now this is going to be a reference point. Okay, this chart is going to be a very important chart for us. Now why it is important? You see that trend line, the black colored trend line, two trend lines. And on the hourly chart, you see this two resistance, right? Resistance lines, last two candles taking resistance here, and the last hour candle taking support at this black line. Now what happens is now for Monday we need to cross this high, which is at 25,940. Okay, so let's draw a one more horizontal line here. So this is telling us very clearly that we need here, right? We need to cross 25,940 on Monday, that is tomorrow morning. If we do that, again this potential reversal zone is still there. It is still there, right? So then what we need, for this failure, of this pattern, what we want is a close above the previous all-time high, which is 26,104. So 26,105 round figure I have given here. So until we close above this, we should not be thinking about a all-time high. We may get a selling pressure again from this area. Okay. So having said that, we will go and look at, so two things what you should know importantly. Okay. Now let us look at this 25,740. Why we reverse from here on the hourly chart. So let us draw a Fibo from this C point to the head positions, right? Now I have taken the least one. Okay. If you look at the least one, the 38.2 retracement is at 25,746, and that is where we touched 740 levels and we went up. So this is the Lakshman Rekha on hourly closing basis. Note it down. Note this number down. That is 25,740. Any hourly close below 25,740 will take you from 0.68 to 61.8, which is at 25,582 levels. Okay, and probably we may also see 25,466. This is a possibility, and maybe 25,397. So these are the levels I have marked here. Now I am going to change this Fibo to a different point, and now you will see that the 0.5, which is the halfback as we call, it is at 25,730, and we just reverse from here, right? So if we are not able to close above 26,105, so what I'm trying to tell you is, tomorrow, if you get an opportunity to see this area, this may be a good shorting area because your risk reward is good. If it is doesn't, for example, if you are shorting between 25,985 to 26,740, then you hardly have maybe 100 point, not 120 point stop loss for your positional shorts. Now, if it doesn't close, so what does it mean? Only two things possibly, right? If it is not able to cross this, hit this stop loss and close above, then it has to come down. If it comes down, then logically it has to break 25,740. If it breaks 25,740, these level that are marked here, 25,569, 25,513, 25,466, that 466 is coming from a bigger swing here, and 397 is also coming from the bigger swing. So these are the targets that you can look for a shorting opportunity in Nifty into the same PRSL. This chart I posted last week also, saying Nifty before and Nifty after, right? So this fall you can see it touched this, came down, it's again trying to go back, but two things, either it has to touch this or it breaks this low directly. So what you need to do, okay, this is not a recommendation, exactly what I will be doing probably, okay. I will not short anything here. I will either wait for Nifty to get back into this red area, which is my potential reversal zone, or I will wait for a hourly close below 25,740. In between this levels, I will not play anything, okay. This area is a no, this is an area that I will not play at all. So if it breaks 25,740, I am very clear, definitely 200 250 points drop, right? So I will wait for it to break 25,740 hourly closing basis. If it breaks hourly, any hourly candle closes below 25,740, then it will be a sell on rise. Sell on rise to what? Anything which gets to 25,850, right? 810, 850, that level will become a sell on rise level. From there it may again fall, and finally it may break 25,740 and come down to 25,569, 513, and probably these two are probable targets also. It's too early to say this because at that time I will have to look at the RSI, whether we are getting it oversold or not, and do we get a pattern or not, right? So this is a rough estimation of what we can expect. But if we close about 26,105, then it is almost 99% clear that we will get to a new all-time high. Okay. Now, what is important now? Let us remove all this. I think this is all clear now, right? So I'm going to delete all this. Now I'm going to draw a Fibo from the recent high to the low, which is 25,740. Okay. And you will see that 1.618 level, 26,177, right? So it can go, and so that means that if it sustains above 26,105, then 26,177, 26,200 levels possible. Now having said this, if this is clear, then we'll move on to the next part. We'll go to the option chain part of it. One second. Okay. So Sunil Arora sir is asking for a new ATH. Do we need hourly close about 26,105? Yes. Daily closing best, because on the daily chart also there is a high, right? So it's always better to wait for a daily close about 26,105. But if you get a hourly close above 105 itself, 26,105, it may give you maybe a move. But then we may get stuck at that 2.618 level that I showed you on the chart, right? Which is at 26,177. So you have to be very careful. Better to wait for a daily close above 26,105. It can happen that it crosses 26,105, goes and hits 26,177 levels and 200 levels, again falls and closes below 26,105, right? That's a possibility. So avoid we need a close above 26,105 daily closing basis for a new ATH. Okay, very clear. Now let's go back to now we are looking at the option chain. Now if I look at the option chain, very clear. Now let's move. Okay, what I'm going to look at is first the 25th November expiry, which is the month end expiry. It is very clear that 26,000 call option, right? Look at the OI. It is 140.27 crores, 36.90 crores of open interest, right? On the put side also, there is a high OI at the 26,000 put option. Now, normally what happens is when you have the OI highest at, let's say 26,000, the put and call both at the same levels, what happens is it becomes difficult to cross 26,000 on closing basis. So this is telling us that for now we have the highest OI at 26,000. 25,900 is getting the highest support, right? 25,900 becomes the support area and 25,800 is the level that is very important to hold, right? Why 25,800? Let's go back to the chart. Let me delete all the boxes and all. Okay, look at that. That blue line, big bar, right, with big pin. There's a big wick in this candle. The low of this candle is 25,808. Now look at this one. The low of this candle is 25,781. So this tells us that 25,800 closing basis is the very good support. Now let's come back to the earlier point. I told you very clearly 25,740 all well number. So if we break this, it is a confirmation because your highest OI support is at 25,800. If it breaks, that means 25,740 will be taken out on closing basis. So a close below 25,800 will tell you that 25,740 may get broken, or even intraday if 25,740 breaks and sustains below, hourly closes below that. I have told you the targets what we can look for already, right? So on the downside, you can see that 25,500, 25,600 all negative OI, and the OI is getting added at 25,400 and 25,450. Now where is this 450 level on our chart? We have marked somewhere here. So this levels can be seen. So this is as per the data also. The chart and the data are matching. So the data is telling us that 26,000 is a very, very strong resistance. Now let's go back to the option chain. Now about 26,000. So if the market has to move, we need ITM put writing, right? We are not seeing major put writing. So what we are seeing is, we are seeing some good action here at 26,200. So I told you that be careful. 26,177, the number that I showed you, which is again 1.618 levels here, which is rounded to 26,200. It can go touch there and fall also. There is a possibility. So you have to wait and see. Okay. But on the downside, if 25,740 goes, finish, chapter over. Then we get back here. Now, what is this relevance to the previous chart I showed you, a daily chart? We'll go back to that. Now look at this. So only two things. It touches this 26,004 levels. Call writing is heavy, right? There's call writing heavy at 26,000 levels. So we have to watch this. And the blue color line support is at 25,620, 25,582, right? These are the levels also on the charts. So if this breaks, this line which acted as the weekly breakout area, right? The black color line, retest of the weekly breakout, and the red color line going up. The red line will be now somewhere around here, somewhere around 25,450 levels, right? 460, 450 levels, which is matching with the chart that I showed you before, hourly chart, right? Okay, let me open it here. Here 25,466. So this is what the chart is telling us. This is what the data is telling us. So in simple terms, we have to wait for a close about 26,105 to even think about ATH. A word of caution, because if we don't close above that, we may see a big fall. I'll tell you why. So what are the critical numbers now on the daily chart, right? This level, okay, two levels to watch. Hourly chart, okay, let me show you. Hourly chart, important number. Let me delete all these boxes. Note it down, guys. This is going to play a very, very important role on the hourly chart. Note it down. 25,740. Close below this, these are the levels you can see. This 25,466 possible, right? But the recent low that we made, I'm not sure about the possibility of hitting 25,167 and all that, because there are trend line resistances that I will watch for. 25,167 is it? I'll come to that. Okay, which is very far, right? So now if I look at, so note down these two numbers, very important numbers. 25,740 hourly close, which can bring down Nifty maybe to 25,513, 25,466 levels, maybe even 397 levels. Okay, so note down this number, 25,740 hourly closing basis. What will be the all-well number on the daily chart? Now this is the all-well number on the hourly chart, right? On the daily chart. Let's go back to the daily chart. Now try to understand this. So what can happen is, all-well number on the daily chart is the recent swing low that Nifty made, right? 25,318. Sir, this will answer your question of 25,116 that you are talking about, right? This is a recent low that we made. Now, if this is broken, forget about 25,167 that you are asking, sir. We will go down to 24,760, 24,912. So this 167 that you are talking about will 99% get broken if a close happens below 25,318, because it will form something called as a harmonic pattern, something like this, right? This is a half bat. We spoke about it, 25,345 half bat. I showed you the chart also from where we went up. Now if this stops here, if it doesn't go above it or even above this previous all-time high, which is at 25,104, if it doesn't close above that, then I'm assuming that what can happen is it will break this 0.5 levels and form a full bat like this, which is around 24,760 levels. 24,800 levels is possible. So your 25,167 may not hold good if we break 25,318. Okay, so we'll just take a pause for the charts to sync. Yeah. Okay. Now I hope this is clear. All right. So I'll move on to the Bank Nifty now. I'm done with the Nifty. So I've shown you the option chain. I've shown you the hourly chart. I've shown you daily all well number is 25,318. Hourly all well number is 25,740. So if 740 breaks, 25,318 should not break. Okay, if 25,318 breaks, daily closing basis, gone case. We are probably moving to 24,760 levels. Okay, right. Now I am moving to the Bank Nifty chart. Bank Nifty is going to be very simple. Okay. Now this is the chart that I had made, let us say few weeks back. Okay, I will probably show you. But please do not share this with anybody. Okay, 58,438. Sorry. This is the chart. You can see October 26th is when I made this chart. Okay, you can see that it did not go into the PRZ. It was before the PRZ I made this chart. And what happened is it went, touched, fell. Right? Now why it stopped at 25,157? There should be a logical reason for it to stop there, right? So what is that logical reason? Let's take the C point, draw a Fibo from the C point to this high that it made. Okay, let's take this one, right? There's a gap up here. So I'm taking the low of that gap up. You see that 0.5, which is again a half bat in harmonics. So 57,153 levels, let's say 153 levels, right? It went to 51,57 and it started to go up. Again, it is into the potential reversal zone. So this is a potential reversal zone that was made on October 26th. So you can see that when was it made? Sorry, October 16th, right? October 26th or something. Okay. Something. So it touched this number, came back, took support of half bat. So all well number for Bank Nifty is 157.85, the recent low that we made, right? And we are already into the PRZ again. So a word of caution, and there is a negative divergence on the daily chart. Very clear. You can see that negative divergence. Can you see that negative divergence? You have triple top area. Look at this top, 58,577. Look at this top, 58,616. Look at this top, 58,590. Triple top area. Friday we touched that and we are very close to it at 58,517. Right now, and there is also a negative divergence. So Monday we need to see whether this chart is still active. With the divergence, negative divergence, you need to be bit careful. If it breaks, if it doesn't cross, so what would I do again? Like I told you in the Nifty, I would probably look for shorting opportunities in Bank Nifty also, because my risk reward will be good. Very simple. If it gets into this PRZ, it's already into the PRZ. Now if I short, right, somewhere around, let's say 517, whatever, right? If you have already taken a short, that's a different thing. So, and you can see that blue color line as the trend line resistance also, right? So 58,734, till that there is a PRZ, and the stop loss for this is 59,312. So I will not take any chance in Bank Nifty longs. I will wait for my stop loss to hit. I want this 59,312 above closing. Until that, I am not taking longs. I am taking shorts with the stop loss of 59,312 closing basis, of course with hedge. No naked positions being positional, right? So if Bank Nifty is not about to cross this 59,312, then obviously what will happen? If my stop loss doesn't hit, if I short somewhere here in this area and my stop loss doesn't get taken out, then it has to break the all well number, which is the recent low half bat area 57,150. If it breaks that, we will get to probably 56,052 levels, something like this, right? Let's say, I'm just assuming that it is there, okay? The C point may can go up also, I don't know. I'm just making it whatever. If it breaks B point is what we are thinking about what can happen. So if it breaks the B point, we can see something around 56,052 levels if we make a pattern like this, right? Around 56,052 levels. So that is what we can expect in Bank Nifty, especially with the negative divergence. I am not for taking longs in Bank Nifty or Nifty. Nifty, I told you multiple reasons. 26,000 call option writing is heavy, and there is a trend line resistance at 26,000 on the daily chart. There is also a PRZ chart that I have made that is active. So I've got three things falling in place with the data of 26,000 CE having highest OY. So until 26,104 or 105 is not taken out on closing basis, I will not be long in Nifty. Similarly, in Bank Nifty, until we get a close about 59,312, I will not long Bank Nifty. I will also short Bank Nifty within this range with a stop loss of 59,312, and I will probably wait for this to break and for it to come to 56,337, 56,052 levels. So this is what I expect in Bank Nifty. Now everybody's stop loss hits. So there is a, markets are about probabilities. You either get it right or you either get it wrong. So whether I get it right or whether I get it wrong, that will purely depend on this, right? It will purely depend on whether it hits the stop loss or not. If it hits the stop loss, then I will have to reverse my trades for a bigger target, probably around after above 60,000 levels. So the point is, you should have a very clear trading plan. What is the trading plan that we are talking about, right? We are talking about a trading plan. What is the plan? So my plan is, I am shorting Nifty, I am shorting Bank Nifty. Nifty short with 26,105 as closing basis stop loss. Bank Nifty short with 59,312 as closing basis stop loss, and look for the targets I told you, right? For both Nifty and Bank Nifty. What is the trading plan? If it goes wrong, if it hits my stop loss, I will reverse my trade, take losses with the future position, take profits and continue to hold and profit, and then on next level I will go and sell. I will reverse my trade as long, okay, from shorts. So that's a trading plan. So all that you need to have is, you should be very clear about what. You should not be judgmental. I'm not judgmental. I'm taking all the data, trend line support, everything into my analysis and forming an opinion, right? Now this opinion may get challenged by market because market is supreme, but then my mind is open that I will have to follow a trading plan, right? So that trading plan is what we will stick to. That's all. I'm done. Negative divergence on Bank Nifty, little bit skeptical. Definitely no longs in Nifty and Bank Nifty until the stop losses get triggered on daily closing basis. I hope I am very clear. I am done. So any questions that you have, you can put them in the chat box. It may take few seconds. It may take few seconds, so but it's okay. I will wait for your questions. It's 10:12 p.m. now, so I will wait for till 10:15, 10:16 to see if you got any questions, or I will probably close this session. So I'm done with my Nifty and Bank Nifty analysis. I'm waiting for your comments. Any questions, please ping in the chat box, else we are done. Anyone, any questions? Shall we close it for the day? Ranjit, Harmonics is paid. Harmonics courses are paid. Uh, Individual sessions are expensive. You can ping me and we can talk about it. Harmonics is A paid course. Nilesh, same answer. Uh, Harmonics is paid. If you want to learn, yes, you can, but then you have to ping me personally. Option chain shows negative data. Nitesh, negative data का मतलब है when there are exits, people are exiting. When there is positive number, people are adding positions. A negative interest in put side means put writers are exiting. A negative number on call side means call writers are exiting. Very simple. Okay. All right, guys. I think this was useful. So we'll end the session here. Thank you. Bye.